Focus on healing, get better from within, and keep it pushing. But when you react off emotion, results to jail time, results to losing opportunities, lack of respect. Gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and talk about why you should never make emotional-based decisions. And you got to understand that emotional-based decisions will cost you in the long run. Now, when it comes to relationships, when it comes to business decisions, when it comes to dealing with any type of conflict, we have to learn to keep our emotions in check. And a lot of times I see a lot of guys lack that emotional control. They don't display emotional constancy, meaning being consistent within your emotions, being completely poised regardless of whatever situation transpires. A lot of guys react off emotion. So, for example, if a girl doesn't want them, they say, all right, then fuck you then, bitch. Or when a girl does something and his insecurities start to rise, he starts to get all angry and real mad. Not understanding and knowing if the situation is exactly what he assumes. But we can't react off emotion or insecurities. You gotta have conversation first, right? So a lot of times guys, especially when it comes to dating, right? A lot of us get mad, utilize our emotions. And we have to stop that because we gotta maintain our frame regardless of how bad that situation hurts you. The last thing you want your woman to see is you get weak. Right? I know a lot of women are going to disagree with me, but you cannot show her your weakness. I'm sorry, but that's just not the right way to go because internally, she ain't gonna say it, but she won't respect you as much when you display so much emotion. I had to tell one of my young dogs, I said, dude, stop reacting off emotion. You're better than this, man. You don't know if that situation that you're seeing is exactly what you're thinking. Just because you're angry, just because you feel a type of way, doesn't mean you have to react. You gotta get the facts first. You gotta get the logical answers. You gotta think logical, have a rational mind. So many guys in today's society are so damn emotional and then they react off emotion. Either they hit a girl or they just lose it for something so temporary. So I want y'all to think about the decision you made today. If you're with your girlfriend, whatever it is. With the decision you made just now, was that a rational based decision or was that emotional? I want you to think about that. And those are things that guys don't think about because I'm always on point when it comes to this stuff because I've reacted on emotions so many times, fellas. So many times I reacted off emotion. And when I reacted off emotion, it didn't get me anywhere. Not one scenario in my life when it comes to dating, when it comes to job decisions, whatever it is. When I reacted off emotion, the result did not work out to my favor. Especially your relationship with your woman. You must not display how angry you are. You got to remain poised to the best of your ability unless somebody outwardly disrespects your chick. And that's where you got to do something about it. And somebody literally blatantly disrespects her, like puts their hand on her. That's a different conversation for another day. But as far as just a normal interaction where she's mad about something and you start to argue, which just to let you know, you're going to have your disagreements in your relationship, gentlemen. That's the reality of life. You're going to have disagreements. Not everybody's going to agree with your philosophies. Not everybody's going to agree with your ideologies. But as long as you guys coincide and make things work and both have an understanding. Hey, this is not what I like. Hey, this is what she doesn't like. Okay, how can we come to the middle and make this work? And it's your job to create those ground rules. But a lot of you guys, when the moment she starts to shit test you or, step back a little bit, you start to react off emotion. About what the fuck is going on? Why is she so mad at me? You can't do that. You cannot do that, gentlemen. When I tell you, reacting off emotion won't get you anywhere. I made this mistake so many times, fellas. So many times. One particular situation, I'm gonna tell y'all openly. I'm gonna tell y'all stories. I remember one time I was a security guard. This was in 2019. I'll never forget it. Me and this girl were, seeing each other. We were talking, and she was a server. And mind you, she was fine as hell. Like, she looked really good. And, at first she was showing me a lot of attention. And then it got to a point where I'm like, man, she must be playing. It got to a point where she just kept on showing herself, showing how much she wants me, talking about how I'm handsome, the whole nine. And then I proceeded. We hung out, we talked, we went on a date, and I thought it was magical. I thought this was gonna be my future girlfriend. Like, didn't keep my emotions in check because I didn't understand myself. I didn't really understand my emotions. I didn't understand just the overall normalcy of dating. Like, I was just lost. I was completely lost. And she literally showed me all the signs later on that she was backing away because I lost my frame. I ended up getting her a gift. She wasn't as interested. She started falling back even more. She started to avoid me, not text me back as much. Like, literally, gentlemen, I went through that situation. She had me in circles. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I'm asking her, hey, what's going on? Like, is this something I did? You never do that. Her actions will show everything, but when you ask her, it shows a moment of weakness. And that's what I did 3 times, and it turned her off even more. She started to back away more and more and more. It got to a point where I found out she was already dating the general manager of the restaurant that I was security guard at. They're already sneaking around. So, and then when I found out and I saw her, I addressed her and I reacted off emotion and made a scene. So that is my last impression of her. Well, her last impression of me was that guy is an emotional guy. He's extremely emotional. I lost control because I didn't understand myself at that time. I was 26, 27 years old. I didn't understand the importance of mental health and working on myself. I didn't really understand that stuff. I was getting to know myself because, mind you, I was brand new to a new state and I'm just trying to figure out who I was. Not an excuse, but I was making every decision rooted from emotion. The moment I learned, gentlemen, how to gauge my emotions, the root of my emotions, why, when I did thorough therapy from 2021 to 2022, and I truly worked on myself, went on monk mode, didn't deal with a woman for a year. Like, I literally did everything in my power to become superior as far as my emotions. Like, for me to get out of character, it's gonna take a lot for me to get out of character. It's gotta be something extreme for me to get out of character. Especially when it comes to relationships, when I tell you, when it comes to women, I haven't lost myself over a woman in so long because I've become so superior as far as how I communicate, how I express my thoughts, me understanding who I am, me understanding where I'm at, me understanding myself emotionally, me understanding myself physically, just the whole, spiritually, the whole nine. So the fact that I understand myself so much, and I literally believe and know, like, I feel it, like I really am unstoppable. I still have ways to go, but I'm extremely far in comparison to a lot of dudes. And I really believe that. As far as my emotions, I am superior, and I'm not trying to be cocky, but it is the absolute truth. For a woman to get me, she's gonna have to do something extreme. That's why I don't trust women in my life right now. I'm talking about dating wise because of the craziness. I ain't trying to deal with that craziness right now. But anyways, I went off topic. But gentlemen, you have to control your emotions, man. You got to think logical. You got to be more rational. You got to be a man that knows how to keep his composure. You got to remain poised at all costs. But when you lose yourself because of a situation that you assume, because she doesn't want you as much anymore, because she rejected you, because she broke up with you, let her go and move on. It is that simple. I think once as a man you develop that concept to just leave, regardless of whether you really like her or not, because there's gonna be times where you're gonna date somebody that you're really gonna like. It's human nature. It's okay. Having feelings for a woman is not bad. It's okay. It's part of the human experience. However, if she disrespects you, if she breaks up with you, she doesn't want you, you cannot react off emotion and just keep it pushing. Focus on healing, get better from within, and keep it pushing. But when you react off emotion, results to jail time, results to losing opportunities, lack of respect, all those different things. So we got to be mindful, gentlemen. I want you guys to be mindful of the decisions you make. If you made an emotional-based decision, fix that shit. If you did not think logical with your decision, fix that shit. If you yelled at your chick and went out of character and yelled at her and made her feel all types of way because you lost your frame, fix it. Fix you, not fix her. You fix you. A lot of y'all so emotional. That's a woman's job. That's not your job. Your job is the logic man. Your job is the problem solver. Your job is not to create conflict. Your job is not to be so emotional all the time. Now, there is a time and place to be emotional, but it can't be 80, 90% of the time. There's no way she'll respect you. There's no way, gentlemen. There's no way. So again, gentlemen, you must think logical, have a rational mind, and put your emotions to the side, man. Think and think. Gentlemen, if you find any value in this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Gentlemen, if you're going through any hard times where you feel stuck in life, you feel unmotivated, book a session with me. The link is in the description box, and I promise you, I'm going to make sure you become a superior man and a man that walks in the room where people feel you and fear you and respect you. I know y'all want that. Peace from Jay, the professor.